Claude Design and real design cases. I prepared 3 cases and want to test how Claude Design can handle these cases as a designer and what kind of result I will receive. And today I want to show you the whole process, start from idea and then the result that I will receive. So let's see if Claude Design can handle these real design requests. A couple of days ago, Anthropic released Claude Design. The idea is simple. You describe what you need and Claude Design build the first version and you can improve it through conversation or mark down what you want to improve. And here I see the 2 group of people who can use these tools. If you're a designer, it gives you some room to explore more directions, deliver more faster your result, and create some interactive prototypes based on your design. If you non-designer like founder, PM, marketers, operation person, it gives you a way to produce a real visual test product that you can test inside your teams, inside your workflow, and without any design background. And today I want to show you 3 cases. Actually start from idea, prompt, brief, and running them through Claude Design. And you will see everything. And here's my plan. Now we'll start from quick interface overview because it's a new tool with new overlay, with new workflows, and we need to test and understand how it works. Then we go through 3 cases. First is marketing material, then we go to social media campaign kit, then we go to mobile app, wireframe, and prototype. And then I share my conclusion, what actually works and what actually didn't work for me. And I will compare with different tools that I use daily basis when I work with design. So let's start and go to quick interface overview. So let's start from user interface. To get access, you need to go to link Claude.ai design because it's web-based application created for research preview now. And I guess in the couple of months, we will receive something in our application. But now let's test what we have. So we have 2 areas, left sidebar and main area. In left sidebar, we can see different type of materials that we can create using Claude Design. And also here we can create design systems. It's our brand book with different type of assets that we can use when we create different design materials and share it in your team. So here we have prototypes, slide deck. From template, we can create template based on our current projects, and then we have others. Here I guess it must be something for social media or different design materials or print materials. Who knows? Let's see. So in the main area, we have different tabs like recent, your design, and examples. Anthropic created for us different type of examples, and we can use these examples if we want to test this application at first time. So let's try to use app onboarding and use this prompt because here we see the new interface. We can start from sketch. Yeah, we can draw some sketch if you prefer to draw. And also we have some chat that we have the same chat in Claude Code, in the Claude Work, and in the Claude app. So it's chat. We can start at our prompt, import some materials. Also, we can add screenshots using our design system or use our Figma files if you have these files. When we start from sketch, you can draw something that you want to design. Example, application, maybe logo, maybe printed materials. And it's simple sketch interface, and you can try to draw it. But I don't see how to delete this sketch that I draw now. Who knows? Let's see. And also we have some design files tab. And inside these tabs, I see my sketch, and also I can delete or download this sketch. Okay, let's skip this sketch preparation and just try to add our prompt. It's prompt created by Anthropic and see results, what we'll receive. So let's try. So I send it and let's wait a couple of minutes before Claude Design create for us some iOS sign up flow. And now we received some results that we can use. It's iOS sign up flow for Velo bike share. I hope I pronounced this correctly. We receive, and I see in the chat that we have 6 pages, welcome, 6 screens, welcome, create account, phone number, verify code, choose plan, all set. Success screen. Okay, let's investigate what kind of screens we received. It's nice welcome screen. What we can do here, I guess we cannot do anything, but we can investigate, yeah, each of this screen. And let's see what we can do here. We can add some comments. I guess it's comments for our chat to improve this. We can edit. When we press the edit, we can change background of maybe main area. And also we can change, yes, we can choose any of elements from canvas and change different type of parameters, yeah, font, size, layout, box, padding, borders, and etc. Nice that we can do this in this application. If we can export some type of icons, it will be amazing, but I don't see any of these buttons. Let's see what we can do more. And also we can draw. I guess we can draw something and ask Claude Design to add more screens based on our drawing. And also about the comments, let's see how it works. Yes, we can ask something to improve. So let's see what we can do with this design. Can we export? Yes, of course we can. Copy link to our team. We can send to Canva. Oh, okay, we can work with Canva. We can export as PDF. Also, we can use this HTML, zip file, and etc. Yes, we have a bunch of options how we can work with this application in the further steps if you want to transform this using Claude Code, for example, and etc. But now it's nice design, it's nice output that we can use to receive our outcome. So also we have some tweaks. Yeah, it's some add more screens. So now let's go to our real cases that I prepared. But before we start working with real cases, I want to highlight for you the 5 elements or prompts that I will use during our test case scenarios. Before we start working with cases, I want to show you my 5-element framework, how to transform idea to strong request. I know a lot of techniques exist about prompting, but it's my choice because I created this 5-element framework based on my experience because I use AI daily basis. So what kind of elements I included? First one is context. You need to describe the context about your project, product, company, clients, and something that give context to your AI model. Then you need to define the goal, what the final outcome you want to receive. Then scope, format, style, tone, platform, some limitations. Maybe you have some policies, regulations, wording, and a lot of information that help avoid unnecessary result. Then data. I always try to work with my brand book or create some screenshot or draw something on the paper, make a photo, I add it to my AI model. Then expected result. What kind of format you want to receive? Example, if you want to receive presentation, you need to describe what kind of format. It's PDF, PowerPoint, Google Slides, etc. or video format. And it helps you define the expected result. So these 5 elements always help me define their strong request, and I always know that I will receive expected results. So now let's go to cases, and I want to show each of this idea and how I transform each of this idea using my 5 elements framework. So case 1 is design marketing materials. I have my applications. It's time to read application. It's application about creating habits of reading, because we have a lot of books and I want to track how often I read my books. It's about paper book, it's not digital book, and I want to track this habit. I want to build this and grow this habit. And I want to create marketing materials for my brand, for my product. I have my brand book, and I use 5 element framework and transform this idea to strong request. Context, goal, scope, data, and expected result. And here I want to show you goal. It's free marketing materials, welcome email, it's double-sided A5 brochure, and a free poster. And expected result, what kind of format I want to receive. So the next one is social media kit. It's same for my application time to read. And I want to run some social media campaigns. It's posts, stories, ads. And here I created prompt using 5 elements and transform my idea to this prompt. So here's goal. It's a free social media launch kit. It's Instagram post, Instagram story, and Facebook ads. And format PNG or maybe HTML, because I can export HTML to different type of images, etc. So, and the last one, it's mobile app wireframe and prototype. Just new idea, just for case. I want to test how AI work with app design, because Claude Design, as I expect, was created for digital products, for mobile apps or website, but not for printed material or something for social media. But I want to test these 3 different cases and see what kind of result I will receive. So here I want to create simple application home cleaning tracker, because we have a lot of tasks that we need to do in our job for our products, and also we have some home tasks. How often we clean our home, what kind of rooms we need to clean, what kind of things we need to do if we want to clean our houses. It's my common case, and I don't like it, but we need to try to create this application. It's just for case, and we'll see how Claude Design handle this request. So my goal here is create some wireframes for 5 core screens. And the screens is onboarding screen, it's 2 onboarding screens, 1 home screen, the next one it's add task screen and history screen. Let's see how it works, and let's go to case number 1. So case number 1, design marketing materials. I have created new project. I use other tab, use new project, design marketing materials. I created this project and run my prompt. So now I want to show what I received and what kind of materials and quality it gave me. So let's open the project. Here in design files, you can see my uploads. I uploaded my brand book. I uploaded this to chat. Here is my chat. I started with my brand book. Also, I added our prompt that I showed you in the previous. And now it takes around maybe 8 minutes when Claude Design is working on this project, and created for me a welcome email, a fiber brochure, a free poster. And here is the result. Overall, maybe it's okay. We can work with this. If we go to welcome email, for me, it looks correctly and I can work with this. If we go to brochure, it's the same as email. For me, it's enough to print and use a print material. Maybe you can edit some text, because I haven't prepared any text before. But if you spend more time and prepare some content for each of these pages, it may be more correctly. But overall, it's 5 from 5 to my mark. But let's go to poster. Here I saw some mistakes. The first one, you see this button is cropped, maybe some text also here, but of course you can edit it manually. I can go to edit button, choose some elements that I want to change, for example, and play here with font size, colors, paddings, and etc. Yeah, it works. For example, if I need to change this padding between these two elements, let's try to do this. No, it's padding. I need a margin. No, margin is 0. Maybe it's from here. Yes, it's margin from here, from this session. Yes, it works. You can do this manually. But let's try to do another thing. Let's ask Claude Design to fix this. I can go to comments. I can go to comments, choose this poster, edit some. Oh, what happened? I haven't changed. I don't know what happened because it's test preview of this application. And you see when I added something, it's changed the color. Why it happened, I don't have ideas. But let's try and see what happened when I added this some improvements that I want to receive, my request. And let's see what result I will receive. After a couple of minutes, Claude Design told me that it's updated, my design is updated, and now you see it's better. Yeah, we need to play a little bit with margin, padding, maybe font size to add more free space, but overall it's 4 from 5. It's my mark, 4. Now, what about sharing and how I can download this? We have the bunch of options. We can export to PowerPoint, PDF. Let's try export to PDF. And then let's try export to Canva. Because for me, I am interested how I can download each of these and use in my workflow. So after a couple of minutes, I received some PDF file, and now I want to show this PDF file. I expect another result, but now I see it put it on one page, all my elements. First. Second, Claude Design try to separate each of material for different pages that I can print, but I guess I can't print this, and it's all. My expectation was another. I expect that I will receive some printed ready materials, but okay, it's the test case. It's test preview of this application, and I guess the next big questions we need to investigate how to work with export, how correctly export all this material. Now what I see, we can create as a draft of materials what we want to use, and then send to someone who will recreate this and prepare for printing. It's my vision and how I see the next steps. But also we have here Canva. Let's try to send to Canva and see what happened. I see in the chat that I sent this request send to Canva. AI model start thinking and preparing for us some materials. After a couple of minutes, I will back and show you the result. Okay, I'm back, and now I see the button open in Canva. Let's try open the Canva. And okay, it's opened the new screen. And here I see the free elements that I asked. Welcome email. Okay, here is different spaces. No, it's one space. No, let's put it into one space. But overall, here I can just copy and paste in the new page, create the A5 format and just copy and paste my design. But about the poster, I see here it's added the new elements. Maybe these elements was cut in the design, in Claude Design. So here I see different elements, but okay. My expectation was another, but currently we can work with this. We can use this draft to recreate the final result. As I say, you need just to copy and paste to the new file that you will create in Canva. Example, you can create A5 format for your brochure and just copy this front and back pages. Okay, let's go to case number 2. So I created the second case, project, social media campaign, and run my prompt, and also I added my brand book, everything that I did in the previous case. And what I received, I want to remind you that I want to receive 3 pieces: Instagram post, Instagram story, and Facebook ads. So Instagram post size, I see square, nice, allow it. Instagram story, I guess I can, yes, it added some animations that I can use. A big question how I can export, but for now I see the animations for my Instagram story. Allow it. It's nice result. Yeah, you can play with font size, for example, this one because it's so small, but you can update it so quickly manually. Yes, as I mentioned before. No, I can't do this. I don't know why. Because I need to choose this, not highlighted text. I choose this block, and then I can update font size, weight, type of font, and color, and etc. Okay, it's nice result. Then let's go to Facebook ads. The same, I can use this. Maybe I will change a little bit font size, and then I will export this to image or something else, PNG, PDF, etc. Based on the case number 2, this result is better for me than in previous, because in the previous, as I mentioned, we had a problem with our poster, but now I can use this, and so me was surprised that the AI created for me animation that I can use for my Instagram story. So let's go to case number 3, it's application, and it's case what and why maybe Claude Design was created. So now let's go to project number 3. I created this project, so based on our case, mobile app Wireframes, and let's see what I receive. And I can say I'm so excited what kind of result I receive. The same, I added our prompt, I added, I avoid any brand book. Yes, I add some couple of questions. Yeah, I hit limited about my Claude Design usage. You can check this in Claude, but I use extra usage. Also, yeah, that's all. In the chat is just investigate, show me some plan, what completed, what the next step, and etc. But result for me, so excited, and I'm so excited to see this. Let's see how I can present this in the full screen now. Yes, okay. And now what I see, it's our home screen. I avoid and didn't add any colors, etc. You saw this, it was just text prompt without any style details. But now I love this design. Here it's interactive design. We can use this and try to in like UX part. So here I can choose what kind of rooms I need to track. Let's try, for example, garage. Okay, or you can add custom. Let's try something, I know, for gym room. For example, if I want to add this, yes, it works. Okay, garage, gym room, and office. Continue with 3 rooms, and here I need add my task. Okay, let's back to the home screen, because before I saw how it was without any data. Okay, here I can jump to some screens. Yeah, let's go to screen number home page. Okay, it is with mock data. Kitchen, bathroom, living room, bedroom, and also I can add here any tasks that I want. I can choose the frequency, choose the room, and also I can go to history screen, yeah, and show what kind of task I completed today. If this first run, It's amazing result. We can use this. The next, I guess I can share, download as HTML or yes, HTML, and now I can okay, I can transform this and to Claude Code and then use this as prototype and transform this to my real application. For example, maybe my next case, next video, will try to transform this to real iOS application using Xcode and Swift. Let's see, and using Claude Code. But jump and add something to comments if you want to see this. But now the first result for me is amazing. So let's go to conclusion and want to share my thoughts about Claude Design based on 3 cases that we covered today. So we done 3 cases, and here's my thoughts about Claude Design. Claude Design, it's a great tool, but you need to understand what is it and what is not. For me, it works best for a few cases. Idea generation, when you need to create something and generate some idea, create some visualization. It's design drafting, as I showed you in the case 1 and case 2, and concept building. Why it's the best for me for these cases? Because you can take this draft, take this idea, and then transform and polish in the Figma or in Canva. Because especially for me, I work with Figma and Canva. I have experience with this product. I have experience in design, and Claude Design is the best tool that I will use exactly in the future to create my design draft and ideas so quickly. And UI design results, and especially in case number 3, it was honestly surprised me because the quality was amazing. Yeah, because we create some wireframe, this was interactive wireframe, and then we can use this draft UI and implement this using the code. I hope you can use this code and create a real project or something else. And yeah, but one thing I learned about how to get better result, you always need to start from small steps, because I added in the case 1 and case 2, so biggest prompt with couple of elements that I want to receive, and receive some issues with poster and etc. I guess if I separated these small steps, small chunks, 1 change per request or 1 request for project, I will receive more detail and more quality output. We need to add always more details in our prompt. It's some text, maybe some type of graphics, type of colors, and etc. And of course, brand book, always we need to add. And here's the biggest question for me. Does it handle real design work? Of course, yes, it can be, but concept level now, because it's first version. In the future, I guess they Anthropic will improve this quality in 100%, and we will receive some native application. But here for concept level, it's best tool. Then you can use Figma, Canva, or whatever you use, and improve this or transform this to final design. If this replace designers, from my vision, no, it's not replace the designers, because it improved designer work. If designers learn this tool and understand how to integrate this tool in their workflow, it improves the quality of work to 100% or x100s, because it gives more rooms for idea generation, for concept generation, and show this concept for clients from designers. My vision, because yeah, this tool is amazing for creating concept now. In the future, it will be the final design. I guess if I play with a few interactions, ask the questions, ask some requests to improve some elements, I will receive more quality design at the end. But the first run, it was amazing, and let's go to the final steps. I showed you how to use Claude Design, and I shared with you how I plan to use this in my daily workspace. So, if you want to see interesting cases in the future, subscribe to my channels. I will keep testing real cases and tools and try to integrate this in my workflow. So, drop a comment if you want me to cover something specific in the future. I added link to Claude Design in the description. You can go, try, and share your experience. I'm Vitaly. Stop chasing hype and let's start building something interesting.